Have you ever run a Facebook ad only to have it fail miserably? Well, in this video, I'm gonna give you the 3 reasons why your ads are failing and then how to fix those errors. So stay tuned, here we go. All right, welcome back everybody. My name is Jordan Steen, aka Serial Entrepreneur. And if this is your first time visiting our channel and you're interested in social media marketing, entrepreneurship, starting a business online, personal branding, whatever it may be, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and then the notification bell so that way you get all the updates to our free content, free trainings, our course giveaways that we do, all of that. Make sure you hit those 2 buttons. So Facebook ads are really awesome. We love Facebook ads, and specifically running like retargeting campaigns. We are running a campaign right now. I'll even show a screenshot of it. But we're running a campaign right now where we're generating, I think it was like $2,500 in sales so far for only $75 spent on ads. And all we're doing is running one retargeting campaign for these ads. All right, but a lot of you are running ads and you're probably not having that kind of result, right? You're probably not getting many clicks, you're not getting a ton of views, or maybe, you're just not having any result happen whatsoever. Maybe they're not even running yet, right? So in this video, I wanted to go over a lot of the mistakes that people make when they're creating ads and how you can easily fix these mistakes, and then some of the tips that I recommend for creating audiences, budgeting, and then creating the copy and creative to go on these ads. Oh, and if you're interested, stay tuned to the end of this video where I'll tell you how you can get access actually to our free Facebook ads training, where we'll teach you a lot more on how to get a lot better results. Absolutely free, by the way. So when it comes down to it, Facebook ads are kind of complicated because of the fact that they change the platform all the time. Like, it seems like every day Facebook is coming up with some sort of new change. And they actually just did an update, it was like last week or the week before, for another update that they released with regards to ads. And it actually gives you a way to spy on your competitors' ads. And this is gonna help you, come up with the most effective creative, the most effective copy. And so you wanna be spying on your competitors' ads, obviously, right? So if you wanna learn how to do that and a little bit more about that Facebook update and how it's going to affect your ad campaigns, make sure to click that little thing that pops out right there, the card that pops out at the top, and you can check out the video that we updated on that. All right, so like I said in the beginning of this video, there are 3 reasons why a lot of people fail with their Facebook ads. The first one, and probably one of the most important, being that they're not targeting the right types of audiences. There are actually 3 types of audiences on Facebook that you can create. There are custom audiences, there's saved audiences, and there's lookalike audiences. And you need to know how each of the 3 kind of work to run campaigns on Facebook, which ones you need to use at what stage, for what types of objectives, for what types of campaigns. All of those are super important. So essentially just know that a saved audience is the audience where you combine all of the interests, the behaviors that Facebook has. So like if someone likes Tiger Woods or golf and you type in Tiger Woods as an interest on Facebook's, their interest targeting, that would be a saved audience. That's how you save an audience, right? So that's an audience that you create based on behaviors and interests that potential customers might have or viewers might have. You have the custom audiences. Custom audiences are the ones like your website traffic, where you're able to retarget that traffic. People who engage with Facebook pages, Instagram pages, people who submit their information and become a lead, past customers. All of these are custom audiences that you can create. And trust me, you want to. The last one is going to be lookalike audiences, and these are by far one of my favorites for generating cold traffic. And the reason why is because they're a lot more qualified due to the fact that they're based on people who have already taken a specific action or have specific interests in your business already. So for example, if somebody purchased a product, right? If we have 1,000 people who purchased a product, we can take that list of customers and their information, we upload it into Facebook ads, and then we create an audience on that. Then what we do is we take that audience and we create a lookalike audience based on our customer list of 1,000 customers. And what that's going to do is it's going to go out and find other people on Facebook and Instagram that have interests in my product or service based on the group of people that we created an audience on, right? So they're more qualified because these 2 audiences have similar interests, right? So way more qualified traffic. All right, so you're not targeting the right audiences, you're not going to do the best job. So let's look at really quickly how you should maybe use some of these audiences to get the best result for your campaigns. So when it comes to saved audiences, I really don't use these too much unless we just don't have any data to work with whatsoever. They've never advertised on Facebook. They've never collected traffic data. They don't have any customer list to use. So really it's best for new businesses. But if your business or customer has a client list, an email list, anything that relates to, past engagements that have happened with their business that can relate to a more qualified customer or that is a customer, you're going to want to use those audiences first. So saved audiences, they're always audiences that are used at the top of the funnel, right? These are audiences where we don't know them. We don't know these people. It's cold traffic. We've never talked to them before maybe, or if we have, we've talked to them once and they kind of just skimmed over us, right? So that's the only time we use saved audiences. And then from here, so basically this is like ad number one. So if you're looking at your ad string, right? If you have ad, this is 1, 2, 3, right? And then 4. If this is your ad string, right, the ad funnel that you've created for your campaign, then what you need to understand is the saved audiences are really only going to be that first audience. And then as soon as you can create a lookalike audience, here's a, pro tip, y'all pay attention. As soon as you can remove that lookalike or that saved audience and replace it with a lookalike audience, that's what you want to do. And then you take the more qualified audiences further down the funnel. So like, the whole goal of working someone through a funnel is to weed out the people who aren't interested and to keep the people who are interested, right? So say we're doing retargeting based on, like, say all of these are videos, right? If all of these are videos and we're retargeting based on video views, all right, so that means let's say we're retargeting based on 75% or more. We'll do 75% or more, 50% or more, and then, another 75% if we were to continue running this ad out, right? So if we get people who watch 75% of this video, we're going to create an audience of people who have watched 75% of that video. Why? Because they're more qualified than this random audience of, based upon interests and behaviors, right? Unless we look at the data and this is performing, like we would actually probably test it at first, and this is a strategy you can definitely implement. But, test it first, see if the saved audience outperforms the lookalike audience, and then keep which one that works the best. But eventually, again, the lookalike audiences ultimately perform the best, especially the further you get down the funnel. Why would that be? Because if I watch 75% of this video, right, and then I move forward into this video, and I also watch 75% of that video, that means you really have my attention, right? I'm really interested in your product or service, regardless of whether or not I've purchased it or not yet, right? So that means this person right here who watched 75% and is moving on to this next ad in the funnel is more qualified. So we would want to then, once we get a good size audience from people who have watched 75% or more here, we're going to create a lookalike audience of this group of people here, and we're going to replace it with the first step ad. So that's the pro tip, guys. You want to use your lookalike audiences to the best of their ability. So to do that, you go further down the funnel where they're more qualified, create your lookalike audiences based on those, and then replace your saved audiences with a more qualified lookalike audience to generate cold traffic. So that's the strategy there between saved audiences and lookalike audiences. And if you want me to show you guys some of what you should be doing, basically your lookalike audiences, they just need to they need to be based on people who have taken specific action. So the first and foremost is going to be your customer list, right? Super important. Number 2, your email list or leads list. Now, what I will say is your leads list and your email list, specifically for like the real estate industry, might not be the best ones to use as a lookalike audience or for, building those types of audiences. And the reason why is because people in the real estate industry or niche, they change on a regular basis, right? So a qualified customer today might not be a qualified customer tomorrow because they might have already bought their home, right? So, or they might have already sold their home, right? And so past that point, are they really a qualified customer anymore? You know, that's where you kind of have to ask yourself those questions. Does it make sense? Like, after I buy a home, am I still a qualified customer or someone that you would consider qualified? Maybe up to a certain extent, that would be still, you know, still considered a person that you could qualify or use as a qualified audience. You know, if they just bought their home, they could still potentially be qualified in that list, but you'll want to really, you know, understand, is that audience qualified or not? That's the point I'm trying to make. So your customer list, your email and leads list, video view lists, and what these are, basically, if you're uploading video to your platform or to your social media platforms, then that means you can create retargeting audiences based on people who engage or watch your video content. So that's a super important list. And then the list goes on and on. You can do people who have engaged with your page. You can create a lookalike audience from basically anything. But, you know, you'll want to make sure that it relates. So visiting your sales pages, those could be great lookalike audiences. Checkout pages, those are good lookalike audiences. People who add to cart, those are good lookalike audiences. All of those important actions that relate to someone buying or purchasing your product, then, you know, those are the ones that obviously lookalike audiences are the most important for or work the best with. All right, so lookalike audiences, again, those are top of funnel as well. That's cold traffic. You're not using it for retargeting campaigns. That's all generating cold traffic, all right? Saved audiences too. Everything else, whenever you do retargeting, is based on custom audiences. All right, and you want to do custom audiences for basically everything. You're gonna do people who have purchased, right? And the reason why is because we're going to take that custom audience of people who have purchased and we're going to create a lookalike audience off of it. You want to do one for people who have visited any of your product pages. All right. And you don't just want to do like 3 days. You want to create one for people who have visited a specific product page for a 3-day time period, a 7-day time period, 15-day, 30-day, 60-day, 90-day, 180-day. There's basically 7 audiences just for that one URL that you should have created as soon as you get, you know, the pixel up and running and you're tracking the data, right? Product pages, you need to create custom audiences for those. These are the best ones. And the reason why is because all we do, these checkout pages, add to cart, all of those are the best audiences you can create for remarketing because you know they're already interested. All you have to do is give them a little more of a push to buy, right? So we retarget all of those pages and all we do is send them ads talking about our product and service, why it's the best, you know, testimonials, social proof, you know, all kinds of different stuff explaining why our product is the best, right? So purchased, people who have purchased, your product pages, your email list, engagements, so people who have engaged with your Facebook page or Instagram page, those are custom audiences you can create. There's tons, but look at your most important URLs for your website. Look at all of the, you know, engagements or audiences you'll want to create for your Facebook engagement and Instagram engagements, and then, you know, use those custom audiences for your retargeting campaigns. And that's really, you know, the biggest issue that people have is they're not using the right audiences to drive traffic and to continue to push people through the sales process. You don't just send someone an ad and expect them to buy. If they don't buy the first time, that means you need to spend the next week to 2 weeks to 6 months, however long your sales cycle is, explaining to them why they need to buy from you. Right? So you have to have a continual stream of ads and a way to logically say, okay, well, if this person clicks our sales page, we want to send them something that talks about the sales page or the product that they just viewed. When they view that product, if they watch so much of this video, we're going to send them a testimonial video. And if they watch so much of these testimonial videos and they still don't buy, we're going to send them, you know, another value offer that teaches them something or gives them something free or a promotion, you know, something to get them to engage and to buy eventually, right? So those are important. That's why a lot of people fail with audiences. They don't use them correctly. So the number 2 thing I want to discuss with you guys is the budget. And a lot of people mess this up. It comes down to 3 things really. And so we're going to go through these really quickly. Number 1, you're either not spending enough. Period. Like $200 is not going to do something for a small business. $100 is not going to do something for a small business. That'll do something for like one like cool giveaway or event or promotion. But you know, as far as running that out for a month, you don't have anywhere near enough money. Okay, so not spending enough is a huge issue. Again, my recommendations are always a minimum of at least 500. If you can, a minimum of 750. Just because even $500 is hard to make a budget work with, especially if there's like competition in the market, right? If there's a ton of other businesses spending on that same thing, then you're not the only one spending, right? So you have to compete with other businesses for that placement, for basically the space, the ad space, right? So not spending enough. Biggest issue, number one. Number two, diluting the budget. And what I mean by this is people create way too many campaigns and they don't spend enough on each ad, right? So if you're spending like $1 on an ad over a week, that's not enough money on an ad. You're not reaching, there's no way you're reaching enough people. You might reach 40 people, right? So you have to consider, okay, well, if I only have $500, how many campaigns can I run? How many ads can I run to where we're going to eat up that budget, but at the same time use it effectively, right? So don't dilute your budget. The third thing is spending at the wrong stage of the sales or ad funnel. And what I mean by this is you're spending way too much or way too little at any particular stage. So let's look at this really quickly. If we look at the ad funnel, right? Essentially, you know, at a base level, we have 3 stages. We have awareness, consideration, and conversion, right? So how much are you spending at each stage is really what you want to look at. And typically what we like to recommend is around 60 to 70% of your budget goes towards the cold traffic audiences, generating cold traffic, right? Then the rest of your budget comes down to the consideration and conversion levels, and it decreases even more as it goes down. And the reason why is because these audiences don't take as much money to get them to convert. Why? Because they're qualified. We've taken the process, like I explained earlier, to qualify those audiences. So if we do that, then we know that we need to spend more of our budget up front, bringing in new potential audiences or customers, so that way we can, you know, get them through the rest of the sales funnel to convert. Ads are all a numbers game. I mean, yes, you have to reach the right people. You have to have good creative and copy, but ultimately, are you reaching enough of those people to push them through the rest of your sales funnel? And is the content and copy engaging the rest of the way through, right? So super important, budget. Do not get it wrong. Okay, so you got audiences and you got budget, and then the last thing you have is your offer and your promotion. So when it comes to the offer and promotion, it really deals with what are you giving them, right? If I give you an ad and I say, hey, you know, here's how you can build your business, and I don't teach you how to build your business or do something to give you some information about how you can build your business without always trying to sell you, then I'm never going to capture your attention, right? So your offer and promotion really does or has a lot more to deal with what you're doing up front to capture those audiences. So like your cold audiences, you know, those people, you really need to have an enticing offer. Once you work them through the sales funnel, the offer doesn't have to be as appealing, but to capture cold traffic especially, the offer has to be something fantastic, because if not, they're not going to take it. They're not going to click, all right? That's essentially what's going to happen. So let's look at this really quickly, what an offer or a promotion needs to have. And I want you to understand really quickly, an offer or promotion doesn't necessarily have to be like a discount or something free or a buy one, get one, right? Doesn't have to be anything like that. An offer, we call them value offers at Serial Entrepreneur, but a value offer is essentially maybe a piece of information or making them laugh or, you know, just something to entertain them or inform them or enlighten them, right? So number one, it needs to be visual. If it's not visual, it's never going to capture their attention, right? So that's why we try to do things that are just kind of off the wall. Why? Because we know it's going to capture your attention. Like there's this one video that we have where my face is like this, and like we're just starting really close because we know it's just like, what the heck is that guy doing, right? So make it super visual, be super energetic and excited, and be happy to talk about the product or service you're promoting, because if not, they're not going to be happy either, right? Number two is be relevant. Okay, if your product or promotion has nothing to do with the audiences that you're targeting, then why the heck are you targeting them? You're just wasting money. It's not relevant to them. That's why there is a such thing as a relevance score on your ads. It tells you, hey, did this really resonate with that audience, or did they just say, forget that? I have nothing to do with it. So again, make sure you're targeting. Like if I target, like, okay, here's a perfect example. On my digital marketing school channel on Serial Entrepreneur Academy, we have multiple platforms where we sell programs. We have a Facebook ads course, we have a digital marketing school course, we have a mentorship program. We're about to launch a personal branding course, which if you're interested in that, stay tuned because we're going to talk about that in a sec. But personal branding course is different from the digital marketing school. I wouldn't want to send ads to someone who had visited my personal branding sales page about my digital marketing school opportunity, because that's not what they visited. That message doesn't resonate with them enough. But if they were searching specifically for personal branding information and they went to that page and I sent them an ad on personal branding, that's relevant, right? So make sure the ad copy, the creative, the message, the goal of that ad is relevant to where they came from prior to that, where they're at now, right? Okay. 2, relevant. 3, value. And that's what I'm talking about, the value offer itself, the offer, the promo. What value are you really providing them? Is it enough for me to actually give you my time and click? Remember, Facebook is a intrusive platform, a disruptive style of advertising, right? You don't go to Facebook looking for ads. You go to Facebook looking for friends and entertainment and end up finding ads along the way. So what does that mean? It means you're interrupting my time, my day, to show me something that you're trying to sell me. So that's fine, but if you're going to do that, you better make sure that the information you're trying to show me is actually valuable and not just smoke and mirrors, right? So understand the value, the offer, the promotion itself. And promotion can be a discount. If your promotion sucks, if your discount sucks, if you're giving them 10% off of a product that's, I don't know, $1, that's 10 cents. Big whoop-de frickin' do. You give me 50 cents off, I might buy it, right? Because that's half off and it's 50 cents, right? But 10 cents, I'm like, I mean, if you didn't get me at $1, I'm not gonna come at you for 10 cents less. Like, I would have just bought it at the $1. Like, make sure that the value, either whether it's the piece of information or the promotion itself, is there. And number 4, finally, have a clear call to action. If they don't understand what you're trying to get them to do, then how are they going to take that action, right? You have to make sure that you're clear with what you're trying to get them to do, your product and service, explaining anything related to that needs to be clear, explaining anything related to the product or service that or not product or service, but maybe the video that you're creating or wherever you're trying to take them to, whether it be a sales page or a landing page. It needs to make sense, all right? It needs to have a clear call to action. It needs to be you need to be able to find it easy. It just needs to be clear, okay? So that's pretty much it for the offer and the promotion. Again, are you taking the time to make sure that the ad is good, that it's relevant, that it really provides value, and that the call to action is clear and easy to see and they can get to it and it all makes sense? Because what I see a lot of the time is people will create funnels, right? Say you're creating an ad and you have this clear call to action, right? The ad says you're talking about grooming your dog and the best way to wash your dog's hair, right? All right, so you take them and in the ad it says, just click the link above and we'll take you to our, free document or our free template to washing your dog's hair and getting rid of those fleas, blah, blah, whatever it is, right? But then you get to that, they click through and they get to that landing page and say it's just a sales page of all of your shampoos that you have. Well, you just confused the mess out of me because you were trying to tell me about something specific that was related to me, but now when I get to your end goal, or I take the call to action that you give me and I take action, it doesn't make sense, right? So none of it was really clear. Now I'm confused and I leave, okay? So make sure everything here is set up. And those are the 3 main things that you really need to know about creating a Facebook ad and why you're probably not getting the best results. It's one of those 3 things, I promise you. It's either the audiences, it's the budget, or it's the offer or promotion itself. It can come down to the creative and copy, which, that's why we talked a little bit about the offer itself. So the creative and copy is super important too, but I guarantee you it's usually one of those 3 things right there, and that's the reason why you're not getting the best result. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, do me a favor and just hit the thumbs up so that way other people like you who are looking for this information can get access to it. That's the only way we reach new viewers. Also, I would like for you to leave me a comment below letting me know what you think the issue is with your Facebook ads that you've been running, and let me know what you think you might be having an issue with, and maybe we can start a discussion about it and see if we can get those ads running right. Last 2 things, guys. Number 1, make sure you check the description below for that Facebook ads training. It's a free training series, so make sure you check that out in the description below. Lastly, make sure to subscribe if you are new to this channel and then hit the notification bell so that way you can get updates to all of our content that we release, all of our free stuff, all of our free courses, our training, everything like that is released here at Serial Entrepreneur YouTube channel first. So you want to make sure you're staying up to date. But all right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I'll see you guys on the next video. Until then, Serial Entrepreneur out. Ready to start living the six-figure, work wherever, be your own boss lifestyle? Well, at Serial Entrepreneur Academy, we'll teach you how to use a laptop and internet to start your own social media and digital marketing agency. Get started with our free Facebook ads training. Links in the description below, guys. See you in the course. Serial Entrepreneur out.